Hello. Hi. Okay, so we are online. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about 5 new features for developers in WordPress 6.6. So the context of this stream is that past week I was giving this talk. It was a lightning talk of only 10 minutes. And in this talk, I talked a little bit about some features for developers coming in WordPress 6.6, like section styles and typography presets and some others. So the thing is that the talk was only 10 minutes, so I really wanted to do this content in a more extended way. So, okay, more things that I wanted to mention. Well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Juan Garrido. I am from Spain, but I'm currently living in the UK, in London. I work as a full-time contributor to WordPress, and I'm sponsored by Automatic. So, okay, another important thing is that in the last WordPress 6.6 release, I was part of the documentation squad. So I got the chance to work with all the developers in order to create the dev notes and to have all the documentation in place by the release date. So this is the first slide of the talk that I gave. So I'm going to follow these slides and I will change to the editor to comment some pieces of code. Okay. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Well, this is my introduction. As I already said, I'm a full-time contributor in WordPress, working in developer relations. Well, these slides will be available in the, well, because this stream is going to be recorded and it will be available in my YouTube channel, which is, let me show you that. So it's yeah, Juanma Codes. So here in playlists, there is a playlist called Streams. And here you have all the recordings of the streams that I'm doing. So after this session, there will be this session available from there. Okay, so WordPress 6.6 developer-wise is above all more design options. So there are a lot of important features to simplify the life of theme developers and theme authors. So let's see some examples. One of them is called section styles, but I will explain in a minute that this section styles is just an application of an existing theme called style variations. But with this new feature coming in WordPress 6.6, it gets simpler to create style variations for groups of blocks and a few more things. Also, previously to WordPress 6.6, we could add what are called global style variations, and we will see some examples of that. But from WordPress 6.6, we can get more granular and we can create global style variations, but only for colors and typography. Okay, So this video is really cool, so I'm going to play it, and then we are going to comment further the features shown in this video. Okay, so we can see here the style variations, and we can see how those styles have been applied to a group of blocks. We can call that section, but also how do we have color palettes and typography palettes or presets, like here. So now from WordPress 6.6, it gets easier to create these section styles and these presets. So let's start with section styles. As I said, this is just application of the already existing style variations, but in this case, they are applied for groups of blocks, and they can also be defined without PHP, for example, and they can also be applied. They can also be defined at the same time for different types of blocks. So section styles are styles variations, which it's just these buttons here that we can click having a block selected or a group of blocks, and this setting will apply a class to that block or to that group of blocks, and through that class we can apply a set of styles. What's new in WordPress 6.6 is that we can create these style variations for blocks just by defining a specific JSON file. So what we do is creating under the styles folder a specific JSON file which is going to have a similar schema than the theme.json, and what we need to add are these three properties in that JSON file in order for WordPress to recognize this JSON file as a section style. Okay, so before we move to color and typography presets, I'm going to set a repository. Okay, so we are here, and there is a repository that implements all of this, so I'm going to use it. Okay, so let's open a new window here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this window here. Yeah. So this theme called Assembler, which is in the automatic organization, is implementing this. Let's see first this theme in action, and then we can comment the code. But here you can see that, okay, this is the theme. We have the theme.json. We have templates, patterns, parts, and we have also a styles folder. In this styles folder, we have a subfolder called block, and here is where we have the section styles. One cool thing about the styles variations defined under the styles folder is that we can create our own structure of folders, so they don't need to be in the root of the folder. So this simplifies a little bit organization of our code. Okay, so a ver. let me see. I'm going to go to the terminal. We are here in this repository, which is like my sandbox for doing tests. We are going to, let me see if I have these themes already. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my WP dev box. I'm going to go to my themes folder, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the assembler assembler. Okay, so with this now I have the assembler linked, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my WPM.json. And I'm going to reload the WPM instance, like the Docker instance that I launched via WPM. So in order to do that, I have this theme there, and I'm going to reload. So with this in localhost 888, I should have this new theme where we can see these section styles in action. Okay, so this is going fast. I'm going to drink some water. Setting up WordPress directories. Okay, let me see. Have there been some errors? Okay, I don't like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove completely all my Docker instances. I'm going to remove these Docker instances, and I'm going to create them again from scratch with the same command. Okay, in the meantime, we can continue checking the code. Where was this? Assembler. Yeah. Okay, this has. Yes. Okay, because I wasn't launching this from the right place. So themes. Yeah. So this is where I should launch the WPM. So what we're going to check is how from these JSON files we get buttons like this whenever we select a group of blocks, and also how with these JSON files that we have here, our WordPress installation will have these color presets and these typography presets. So oh my God, what's happening here? So let me see, this is not working. themes. Let's see. I go to WP admin and I log in themes. So this, okay, I know. I think that what happened is I launched this again, so I need to, just to go faster, I'm going to repeat the operation. I'm going to remove everything and delete forever. Okay, so let's continue explaining this. Okay, this has finished. Hope this is the good one. Yeah, this looks good now. Okay, so here I was saying that section styles, we can create them through specific JSON files under the style folder, and these JSON files have these properties. So if we go Slack, title, and block types. So if we go here to the block, we can see how they have Slack, title, and block types. The title is the name we will see here. Okay, so this is ready now. I'm going to yeah, and here we have the assembler. So now if we go to, well, first let's check the section styles. So we're going to go to a post, hello world. For example, okay, this is a pattern. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. What we can do here is we can insert a pattern, like for example this one. So let's check the styles block section 1 JSON. Okay, so this is as style variation for core group and core columns. Let's check. This is columns. Okay, so let's create a group. And let's create a paragraph here. So core column. Core group and core column. And core column. Okay, we should see the style variation here, but we cannot see it. Why we cannot see this? So this this is so if we create a group, and we are going to add here this and some content. In this group, okay, let's see this in the editor. Okay, so there is an error here with the plugins, so I'm going to deactivate this, deactivate this. If I go to the editor and I go here, okay, this is an example of a style variations that is applied to the heading. And if I select a group, okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, because I didn't activate. This is like a rookie error. Okay, this is active now. And if we go to the editor, yeah. If we go to the editor, let's go to the site to see how it looks like. Sample page, okay. And now if we go to a group, for example, columns, yeah, there we go. So here we have our columns, style 1, style 2, and style 3, which are the section styles that are defined here. So, so yeah, we can see how we can apply styles to this specific group of elements, only to this group of elements. And these variations will be available for all these blocks. So they will be available for core group, core columns, and core column in singular. Second thing is the presets colors and presets typography. So let's see. Well, let's see the slides a little bit, and then we can see the code here. Okay. So as I said, the color and typography presets can now be defined with JSON files under the styles folder. But the thing here is that they are recognized as color presets or typography presets if they only contain color settings or typography settings. They are global style variations in the same way that we have them for other themes. So if we go okay, so if we go to 2024, for example, I'm going to activate 2024, yeah, activate. And I'm going to go to the editor and style. So these are global style variations, and they are defined 2024. They are defined here. So all these style variations, and we assign them a name, and they are like variations of the original theme.json, which is defined here. So that's how we get where was I? Yeah, here. So that's okay. I'm going to close this one. Going to close this and this. Yeah. So that's how we get this. But now we can define these specific palettes and typography palettes only with a JSON file. So if we go back to our assembler theme, we go here, themes, assembler, and now if we go to editor, to styles, we can see here a bunch of color presets and a bunch of typography presets. And these are defined here. So these are all these color definitions and typography definitions. And as you can see, these JSON files, they are just like any other theme.json file. They have all the structure of properties that can be defined. They share the schema of Theme.json, like all these JSONs. But the only thing is that these specific JSONs, they only define color settings. Color, 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 color. They only define color gradient, color. They only define color related settings. And this one, typography, they only define typography related settings. You can see here. So if we defined a specific global style variations, but only defining colors or only defining typography settings, we will get this. We will get these specific presets, UI elements that we can apply. Okay. So let's try some of them. And as you can see, these settings apply to the whole site. So section styles apply only to a portion of the site, which are specific blocks. And those specific blocks are defined in the JSON. So these styles are only applied for these blocks, but these other ones are applied to the whole site. Okay. Perfect. So we have reviewed the section styles and the color and typography presets. By the way, the dev note for these features is available in make.wordpress.org. For example, this is the one for section styles, and this is the one for color and typography presets. All these links are available from the WordPress 6.6 field guide, and this is the best place to check what's new for developers in WordPress 6.6. So here you can see a lot of features. Some of them are the ones we are going to talk about today. For example, this one, we will talk about it later. Then Theme.json version 3, section styles, filter out color and typography variations, and some others. You can see here the list of features. So in case you don't know, in every WordPress release, the developer-related features are documented first by publishing dev notes. Dev notes are posts that are published in makewordpress.org/core, and each feature has its own developer notes. Some of them have their own post, but some others, which only need like a small mention, they are compiled in a compilation of dev notes. Like for example, this one, miscellaneous block editor changes. So this is a compilation of some specific changes that arrived for the block editor in WordPress 6.6. So if you want to check what's new for developers, a good way to to keep updated with that is to check the developer notes. So if you go to this tag, dev notes, you can see all the dev notes, but also if you go to a specific version, you can see all the dev notes of 6.6. You can see all the dev notes of 6.5. And yeah, this is a good way to check what's been happening, what's been included for developers in the latest WordPress releases. Okay, let's go back to our slides. Now, block pattern overrides. So in WordPress, I'm not sure when this was included. I think it was in the previous version, the block, like the synced patterns. Okay, let's see this in action. If we go to our site, I'm going to go back to 2024. Where is 2024? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to activate this one. And if we go to a post, okay, I have already created one. So what we have, a feature that is very powerful for designing a WordPress site is are patterns. So here in 2024, we have a bunch of patterns already included, available for us to include them in our designs. So for example, here we can see a lot of patterns for the About page, a lot of banners, call to action. Yeah, you can see a lot of patterns and we can include them. Let me see, for example, this one, we can include them. And yeah, we can build a whole site just by using patterns. So these patterns, once we insert them, they are completely detached from the original one. So we can change this and change your musical journey with the guitar course, with this guitar course, for example. Okay. And then let me see if I can find a good yeah. So I'm going to replace this with a nice picture of a guitar. Then I can insert another pattern. I can insert the same pattern, which was call to action. It was this one, right? Yeah. As you can see, nothing has changed. So we can include completely independent patterns and we can do whatever we want. We can remove this image and we can insert here any other thing. So this is the default behavior for patterns, but we can also create synced patterns. That means that that pattern, when we insert them, it will be connected to the original pattern. So any change we do to the original pattern will be also included in any instance of that pattern across all design. So for example, this one, if we go here and we go to, no, we go here, what was this? Here, it's here. Yeah. So we can select a group of blocks and we can create a pattern. In this case, I'm going to create a custom pattern. So my custom call to action guitar pattern categories call to action. And I can select here if this pattern I'm creating is going to be synced or not. This is the default behavior for the patterns that already existed in the theme, but I can create a synced pattern. So if we create a synced pattern, now this pattern I can insert it in different places. For example, let's save this. Let's go to another, let's add a new post, and let's insert this pattern. Now it should be here, yeah. And as you can see, I cannot modify this. This is new post 2. I cannot modify this directly, but I can edit the original. So and change your musical journey with this guitar. I'm going to highlight this with yeah, with this color. No, I don't want this. Clear. No, what I wanted to do is to yeah, it was the background. So I can select this, and I'm going to add this little yellow here. Okay, so I have highlighted this guitar course. I save. I can save changes to my custom CTA guitar pattern. So I'm editing the original pattern. And now if I go to new post 2, I can see this change here. But if I go to hello world, I can also see this. But what happens if I want to, maybe I want this specific portion of the pattern. I just want this to be changed, and I want to want the rest to be synchronized. So let's say we want to make for this pattern only this part editable. So what we can do is go to our synced pattern, and here we can make this element we can make this element, we can make it we can enable overrides over these elements. So I'm going to enable overrides. I'm going to say my override title. Okay. So now I can save. I can go back. And as you can see here, there is like a subtle purple background that indicates that we can edit this. So I cannot edit this, I cannot edit this, I cannot edit this, but I can edit this. So enjoy get super powers in your musical journey with this guitar course. So I have changed the title here, but in the other post, this part remains, and I can do here any other thing because this part is editable, but I cannot change the other part. So that means that these elements are going to be synchronized across all the instances of this synced pattern, but we can edit this specific part, which means that if we edit the original post, and we may want to, let me see if I can rearrange this a little bit. For example, I may want the buttons to be here for some reason. And I may want the buttons to be aligned to the right, for example. So if I save, we can see how this design has changed for this instance of the synced pattern in new post 2. and also for this instance, but this text remains unique for this instance. So this is this is a new feature that is included in WordPress 6.6, which is really cool because it gives more flexibility in terms of design. Okay, so this is the documentation page for sync pattern. There is a cool video that I'm going to play. So here we can see how we can insert a specific pattern. In this case, this pattern was already a synced pattern. And we are enabling overrides for specific portions of the pattern, for specific blocks inside the pattern. That means that we can like maintain the design, but change the content of the pattern. In this case, we can change the title and the button, but the design remains. And for example, if we want to, we can also change the image and make it specific for this instance. But we can also change the design for the whole pattern, and this change of design will be applied to all the instances, which is really cool. Okay, let's talk now about Theme.json version 3. But first, let's talk about what does it mean version 3 of Theme.json. Well, this is the dev node. Let's open the dev node. Yeah. Okay, so if we go to the dev node of Theme.json version 3, so this refers to the schema of the Theme.json, and the schema is so if we go here, we can see this schema, and this has changed from version 2 to version 3. If we apply, yeah, well, here you have documentation about what does it mean, this change. So this schema, what it's going to tell you is the okay, so let's go to section 1, for example. Yeah, we can see here, this is version 3 and this is version 2. And this is interesting because in version 2, value must be 3. Well, it's recommended you to say 3. So the schema applied to JSON files, they contain the properties that that are accepted for that JSON. And in IDEs, like in editors like Visual Studio Code, it's also really cool because it enables autocomplete. So if we put here, we can see how we get suggestions of the available properties that we can set, and is suggesting us those that are not already there. So if we come here, let's say we want to remove this, then we can see how it recommends us these settings. And then also here the properties of settings, they also appear here. So this is very important for working with any JSON, in this case with Theme.json, having the right version, having the right schema for your Theme.json is going to warn us if there is any property that we are including in that WordPress version that is not accepted. So in this case, if we want to run, if we want to use our Theme.json with WordPress 6.6, it's a strong recommendation to update the version from 2 to 3, because it's going to warn us about the new accepted properties for Theme.json. And which are those new properties? So this change come from these new options. These new options, default font sizes and default spacing sizes, which didn't exist in previous versions of Theme.json. So right now, if we want to override the presets of sizes and spacing, we need to set these properties, which they have by default the value of true, and we need to set them to false in order to be able to override these settings. Previously to this change, all these overrides were applied automatically. So if we define specific values for these settings, for these presets, they were applied automatically. Now we need to indicate, we need to be more specific about about that we want to override these presets. Okay, so let's see if we can. So font sizes right now, if we change this to 3, font sizes, and we are in so lucet.json. Let me see if I have here. Okay, so let's check some colors. Okay, let's go to the dev node, and let's see if we can apply this. Okay, for example, here we have some specific font sizes that we are defining. So in this assembler, I'm going to define a specific style variation. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this here. This is my my custom generic global style variation. Okay, so I'm going to custom version 3 categories. I don't want this. So what I want to set is these settings. Settings, typography, okay, so this is my variation. I want to set font sizes. But I need to apply this to typography. So it's typography, and then these font sizes, I'm defining them here. Okay, so we can define them here, and default font sizes exists, but by default is true. So if I go font size, okay, so let's, we have discussion generic style variation. Let's go to our website, which is, what it is, I know we have it here. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our editor. Here in styles, we should have, let's reload this. Oh yeah, because it was defined in the assembler. So let's change the theme again to assembler. And now let's go to the editor, to styles. Yeah, this is one. Okay, so styles, custom generic, schema, title. This is under the styles folder. Maybe she doesn't like this custom title. I'm going to select this again, this one, and then this one. Okay. Don't I have, yeah. Okay, so what's happening? Why I don't see this here? Because I'm only defining typography settings. So it's somewhere here. Maybe it's this one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to define something that is not typography related, like, or color related, like for example, let's check custom. Let's see which settings can we set here. So border, custom, position. Okay. So if we define this in theory, when I refresh this, yeah, I can see now this as a global style variation because I have defined more things than just typography settings or color settings. So now if we apply this, we save, these changes are saved in the database. And now if we go to, let's go to a post. If we go to a post, for example, this one, and we select this, we can see how these have been overwritten. And this is, let me see what's happening here. So this is WordPress. Let me see if I am. So the current version is this one. and I'm currently here. Typography, font sizes. So it says the default font sizes and spacing sizes presets have been changed to match how other Theme.json presets work. So from always overriding the default presets, so this is the default behavior, to requiring default font sizes or default spacing sizes to be false in order to override the default presets. So in theory, we would need here to set the default spacing sizes to false in order to get these overrides applied. So if we default font sizes, so it should be default font sizes to false. This is the custom. This is the custom. This maybe. Okay. Okay, so this this was already being applied because the setting was here in the main theme.json. So I don't really need to apply it here. Because this when we apply a global style variation, the styles are merged. Okay, so it takes the ones from the theme.json and it gives more preference to the ones in the style global variation. But as this was defined here, it already worked. Well, but let's remove this. And now if we reload, the page, if we go to posts hello world, yeah, our custom only defines two presets, two positions, but when we select, these are not overridden. Why? Because we have removed the default font sizes to false property. If we set this to false, and we go to the page, if we set this to false and we go to the page and we apply this, and we apply again the style. So we go here, we apply this, and now we apply this. Okay. Now we apply this. Now if we go to post hello world, yeah, now we can see them apply. Okay, so yeah, theme.json, a new version. It includes two new properties that affect how we can define presets for fonts and spacing. So these are default font sizes and default spacing sizes. Okay, and the last feature is that there is a thing existing in the block editor for a feature for developers that is called slot and fields. And there are some helpers available in the form of components that we can use to insert things in these places, like in this sidebar of the block editor. We can insert these things here, things here, things here, and things here. Previously to this change, we have these slot and fields duplicated. So we had a set for the block editor, and we have another set for, no, we had one set for the post editor, and we had another set for the site editor. Okay. These slot and fields have been unified under the WordPress editor package, and now we have this new set of components that when we use them, the implementation that we do using these components will be applied in both the post editor and the site editor. Okay. And then we have, of course, ways to determine if we only want a change for one place or the other one. But by default, it will be applied to both. This means more coherence in the whole UI and a better user experience at the end, because you don't get different views in different settings. So the panels will be always the same, no matter if you are editing the site, a post, a page, or whatever. There is a really cool developer hours that talks about this, and you have great examples here. This is an example of how we can apply this. So we can import one of these components, like plugin document settings panel, and we can register a plugin and render a specific, like a custom React component using this one of these components. Let's see if we can make a test. So I think I have already an example here. Yeah. So if we go here to plugins, yeah, this one I can activate this. And as you can see here, I have red dot, another red dot. These are two slot and fields that I have used to insert custom elements in the sidebar. This is one, and this is the other one. So this enables this this sidebar, this custom sidebar. And here, if we go here, so this is happening here. Let me see if this also applies to the editor. Yeah, if we go to the editor, we also see this here. So let's check let's go to the post editor. Hello world. And let's see an example of this, which, by the way, this example is available in the block development examples repository. Here, if you go to WordPress and you look for block development examples, you have this repo with a bunch of examples, and there is one called slot and fill. And here there is also a playground view where you can see this example in action. Okay, you can see this example in action, and you can also see the code. Okay, if you go here, you can see the code of these examples, which is the one that I have already cloned. So for example, the plugin sidebar is this one. And as you can see, the formula is similar than the one I shared here in the slides. So we register a plugin, we render a specific React component using this specific component that grabs the slot and field. So we import in this case, plugin sidebar, which is one of the components that are also available in the WordPress editor. And then we use it with some settings. This is documented in the blog editor handbook. And yeah, we register a plugin and we render this. So whenever we do this, whatever we put inside this React component, which is this part, is what we see here. Is what we see here. Okay. Okay, so I think that's that would be all. We have reviewed a few features that I think are interesting. So we have reviewed section styles, color and typography presets, block pattern overrides, Theme.json version 3, and unified extensibility between the post and site editors. So there are more features for developers. They are all available here in the field guide. So yeah, have a look at that and check what's been included in the last WordPress release, and see if there's something of interest for you to apply to your own projects. And yeah, I think that that's all. I will add to the description of this recording some of the resources that I've been using in this talk. But yeah, hope that it's useful for you. And yeah, see you in another stream. Okay, bye.